Let me know if you can able to see my screen. Okay. All right. So in the previous session, we discussed the CI/CD pipeline, right? So this part we discussed. Practically, we need to do the configuration, correct? So before starting, do you have any questions on this?
Sir,
Yes, Anand.
where will the testing team come into this picture?
So testing team, see after this build, the testing team will come. I'm sorry. Before building. So here we do have that code, right, which is at GitHub or GitLab. So from this repository, Jenkins will pull the code, and here itself testing team will be there. So they will analyze the code. So I would say before building of your code also, the testing team has to look into that, and after build it again, they have to analyze the code. Is there any bugs, and they have to resolve all the stuffs. Okay. So here what they used to do, they used to understand the high availability testing, smoke testing, unit testing, and I mean any server, if it is down, so the code has to, the server has to bear the load and distribute the load into multiple microservices, all the stuffs. So they have to understand. So before build as well after build. And the testing tool also will be run on integration tool. The same compute itself. They will never go for different compute. So we deployed the Jenkins server rights on top of these to deploy the Selenium or any other testing tool.
And this cards, job cards are there, no, green, red, blue, and all.
Yes.
And will these contain any weather reports?
No. Oh, you mean here output file, right?
Yes, sir. Here.
Yes. Yes. So ideally, that is what I stated. For each application, so we need to create the dedicated pipeline, right? So during the time when, if it is popping that sunny or partially sunny, so based on that, the card it's popping. So if it is popping cloudy or thunderstorm, so you will get a red card. Okay. So ideally, for monitoring perspective, they have given this dashboard. Okay. So let's consider if I don't have a dashboard, in the sense I need to log in into the target job and look into that output file, right? So it may take some time, and again manually we need to do. So for the using by this dashboard, we could able to track that.
Yeah, okay, sir.
We have the console output logs, right, Karthik, where we can see the status.
See, as you stated, logs will be the remaining jobs logs, right? Let's consider. Yeah, you mean jobs logs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what I showed you. When you want to see the jobs logs, you have to get it to the target job, and then inside of the target job, we do have the build number, and hit on the build number, then you can see the logs, right?
Yeah, a particular job, we can go and check the console output logs.
Correct. But how will you monitor this? So I don't want to, let's consider I do have 10 jobs for particular application, right? So if I want to cross verify, if I want to get the output, you need to log in into this particular job and get that output file. So I don't want to do that, manual job over here. If I created the pipeline, it's gonna be popping. It's gonna be popping that output. So based on the output, I can go to that particular job, and you can analyze the output file over there. We'll do that practically, you can understand.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So let's try to build this pipeline over here. Let's try to pull this code into our Jenkins. On that day, we installed the GitHub, all the stuffs, right? So here we do have Java application. For this Java application, first let's try to build, but after builder, we can deploy it top of container as well. So how can we create the microservices, all the stuffs we'll understand. Okay. Fine. Let me log in into this Jenkins server. Okay, let me go to the keeper location, which is here. So here I do have the keeper, which is service. Perfect. So service. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So here, let me log in into that Singapore 3 EC2-user@IP. So I just logged in into this Jenkins server. Fine. Let me start the service. Jenkins start. Perfect. So now Jenkins it is running, right? Okay. Jenkins. So the process ID, which is so the process ID, which is 3216. Right. Cool. So let me log in into this dashboard over here. Port number 8080. And the username, which is admin, password admin. Admin. Perfect. So now let's try to build, this application using by Maven. Correct. So already we discussed about Maven. The Maven, it does, structured jobs. So let me open that. So the first jobs, it's nothing but compile, right? So it is our architecture as per the standard. Officially, they have built 6 jobs, right? So the first job, it is a compile. The compile job, it's gonna be pulling the code from the repository, and once after pulled, then code review, it's gonna be analyzing the code. Is there any programmer? PMD plugins we do have, which means programmer mistake detector. Is there any syntax error? How many classes instead of the classes, if they do have any mistakes, so we could able to analyze all the stuffs. And unit test, it's gonna be providing the strength of your entire code, and metric check, it's nothing but it's gonna be providing the strength of each pieces from the code. And package, it's gonna be converting as a single package. Let's consider .var, a jar, or yar file. Right. So after builder, again, we started to deploy this application into the QA and top of your application or web server. So the first job, let's try to, build a compile. I can go back to, right. So I can go back to console. So here I just want to create a compile. I would say it's the first job, which is compile. Again, let me choose freestyle, hit on OK. So here we need to specify that your source. Where can we pull the code? That source code management URL we need to insert over here. So go to source code management, and here you can see the URL, which is nothing but we do have the application, right? So we just pushed into that GitHub. So I just want to pull this code, the Jenkins is going to be pulling the code from this repository. See, if it is public in the sense directly, it will connect. If it is, most of the cases in real time, it will be private. If it is private in the sense, what can we do in the sense, you need to add Git credential, in the Jenkins server itself. How can we add? You just go to add, and here you need to mention your username of repository and password. So once if you add it, then it will pop up over here. You just choose the credential pattern. So after selected that respective credential, then the Jenkins can start to integrating with your repository. All right, and here build trigger. Yeah. So build, okay, this part we'll discuss a bit later. Now I want to choose build. I mean, what is your build tool? So our build tool, which is nothing but Maven, already we created the version. I just want to choose Maven. So after installed Maven, you can see this option, invoke top level Maven target. So after, install the Maven tool top of Jenkins, you can see. So here you need to choose your version. Already we created the version, which is ABC Java, right? And we need to set it up goal. So the goal, which is nothing but here, it is our goal. For compile, we do have some goals. So using by that goals, we could able to get the output. So here for job name, which is compile, and your goal also, which is compile. So I just want to give the goals over here. Let's try to give the goal, which is compile. And yeah, so this job, what does it is going to do in the sense, it's going to be pulling the code from the repository. I just want to build. Okay, so let's see here. When I'm trying to build, your logs also has to be there. So what is your logs location? Anybody? So already we have installed the plugin, which is audit trial, and we have given the specific path as well. Any idea? Go to temp directory, and here we just created that log file, right? So I just want to get the logs over here. So right now we are trying to build for compile. See, I just created the compile, so it is integrating, but still not it fetching any logs because we did not do any event actions over here. So now let's try to build the job. Then the Jenkins, it's gonna be pulling the logs and putting into this particular place. Let's see here. Let me try to build. So now you can see build it is started. So it started to pulling all the code from the repository, right? So it is checking the pom.xml. You can see all the file it is pulling. That is the first task. So log still did not fetch. Let's see. After builded, we could see that. So yes, perfect. So now you can see that job it is built successfully. If it is popping any error, you can understand. So I will show you if I'm getting any error, So now you can see that output is, yeah. So your log, it is happened over here. So right now we just built the job, which is compiled, and you can see the output over here, which is success. Great. Okay, so we have, we got that output for first job. So then the second job has to analyze the, PMT we required, right? So I just go back to build other job. Here, we just created the first job. So now we need to create the second job as well. I just want to give code review. So that is your second job, right? As per the Maven structure. Again, I need to specify the URL. Okay, so why do I need to specify the URL for each job? In this case, I would say, see, if you have 3 applications for Java, okay, so we need to create 3 pipeline. So all the pipeline, it's gonna be using Maven. So first application also it does compile, second application also it does compile, third application also it does compile. So, and second one code review, third one package, unit test, fourth one metric check, fifth one package. So for all these jobs has to be part of ABC application. How can we specify that? Using by repo URL. Make sense? This is an interview question as well. Is it making sense?
If all 6 jobs are independent, you need to mention the repository URL every time you do a job here. Is it right?
Repeat that, sorry.
For every action, like the jobs you are going through, no 1, 2, compile and all those things, QA checks, and all those things, they do independently.
Yes,
So
yes. So
there's nothing like you can just copy paste once and click, and then make it run. So you need to add the URL to every action you are doing here.
that's correct. That's correct. So after, each job should understand the source path. If it does not know the source path, then we cannot able to understand. The machine also cannot able to understand this job belongs to which which application. So that's a reason specifically we are, inserting the URL over here. So let me paste that. Oh, sorry. I need to paste that URL over here. Got it? Got it. Do you have any questions? Ram, is it clear?
Yes, Karthik.
Perfect. All right.
Can you please show me that adding credentials to the Jenkins credentials?
Yes. So here you need to go to add Jenkins, and here you need to insert that repository username and password. So once if you add it, okay, then you just go back to here. It will list down. Okay, I will show you. Okay, so this report is public for practice purpose. I just took that public repo. I will show you how can we pull the code from private repo as well. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So now you can see that automatically the code it is pulling from master, and here I need to choose your build. Again, I need to follow that Maven structure, and here your version ABC. Here you need to set it up your goal. So your goal is, so it is your goal. Okay. So the goal which is P matrix PMT : PMD. I just want to build this job. Okay, so which is second job. trying to build. Again, it is analyzing the classes, variable strength, all the stuffs. Let's see. Oh, this job, it is failure. What it is telling? No plugins found for prefix PMD. The current job plugins, okay, available from the repository. To see the first stack, okay, so it is telling that no plugin. Oh, okay, got it. So what it is telling in the sense PMD plugin is not available. You just go back to the front dashboard. I think so. The plugin goal is also wrong. 1 second. PMD. Okay, PMD goal syntax. Right. So here, let's see that. The official docs. So I can go to 1 second. I think so. We have done the mistake with our syntax. So here it should come hyphen. Let's see. It should come hyphen P matrix. That's correct. Let's see. Can remember. So again, it started to build. So no plugins are found in the current project. Again, it is not taking that. Configure hyphen P matrix. Third job. No. So third build also it is keep on getting error. 1 second. I just taken that official docs notes. So here, yeah, DevOps and which is Jenkins SOP here. Let's see. So this is Jenkins SOP. I will share across to everyone. Okay, so the first job, which is second. Perfect. So here, third, okay. Second job, which is code review. The syntax for code review. Source code repository. Oh, okay. So hyphen caps P is our syntax. What I have done.
You have to install a plugin if not there.
Yes. I need to install. I just want to cross verify the goal as well. See, I have done the mistake over here. So which is not caps, which is, yeah. So again, it's taking small, caps. It is small. Colon PMD. Yeah, so that's correct. So I can go back and let me start to build hyphen P matrix PMD colon PMD. Let's try. I think so. PMD plugins by default will not be available in Jenkins. We need to write it down the script using by Groovy. Let's cross verify that. Yeah, so now let's see the output. Oh, fantastic. So now you can see the job got success. I mean, what was the issue in the sense? It was trying to understand the PMD plugin. So the PMD plugin, if does want to understand, I had issue with the syntax. Even we replaced the correct syntax. Now you can see the output over here. It is cloudy. So again, let me try to build. So other build should be partially sunny. Now let's see, again it started. Okay, so it is builded. Again, go back. So scoping thunderstorm. Code review, right? Scoping thunderstorm. The build is successfully built. It's not required. Okay, all right. So now the job it is successfully built. Probably, you know, after 2-3 builds, the job will get strength. Okay, so as I told you, for each job, we do have the workspace. Remember that. So go to the workspace and you can see your code. In first job, it is pulled entire code from the repository. Form.xml, all the stuffs. So you can see form.xml, all this code, it is pulled from the repository. That is the responsibility compile it is having. So the next, which is nothing but code review. So when you go for code review, what is your output file? Your output file, which is target pmd.xml, correct? So now you can see that, oh, sorry. Now you can see that the output file for code review, go to target. So go to target. And what is your output file? pmd.xml. So just open this pmd.xml. You can see the output. But this output we cannot able to understand. See, developer might be they can, you know, able to understand, but we are not able to understand. So how can we understand this output file? So in this case, we need to install the plugin which is called PMD. So using by the plugin, we could understand, I mean, we can convert that output format as per, you know, human understand. At this point, it's quite hardly to understand the output file. So using by the plugin, we can. So first, let's try to install the plugin, which is PMD. Okay, so PMD plugins, I'm not sure will it available or not, or else we need to write it down in the real time as well. No PMD plugins checks association of that. Okay, it's not. Yes, I feel this is not a PMD plugin. Let me check. Can I able to pull PMD? PMD plugins. Yeah, so PMD plugins is not available. So we need to write it down. Again, let me cross verify. PMD plugins. To understand that output. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, I think so. They have created a Groovy script over there. Let's see. So right now, what we have done this PMD, I mean code review, and we are not able to understand the output. Okay, so we required the plugin. Using by the plugin, we could able to understand that output. All right. So now, still it is getting load. Let it be. We'll build third job. So the third job is nothing but unit test. Right. So the unit test, it's gonna be providing the strength of your code. Already I shared the map and official website link. Okay, so please, when you get the time, go through the official docs. You can understand the description of each job. Okay, they do have almost 2-3 paragraph definitions over there. You just look into that. Okay, so now let me try to build unit test. the job it is successfully built. So that's the reason I'm going to build other job as well. So for understanding output file, it is not mandatory, it is for us how can we converted the output file based on our understanding. Okay, so let's try to do bit later. Now I'm trying to build a unit test over here. Okay, so go back to the console here. So I just want to create the new job, which is unit test. Right? And so again, I need to specify the URL, which is this. You can go and copy the URL. Go back here. So URL, which is this. All right. So then again, I want to choose the Maven. Top level Maven, and you need to choose your version, your goal. So for unit test, goal is test. That is the goal. You can cross verify over here. See, the unit test goal is test. All right. So I'm just inserting over here, and again, let me try to build. Let's start to build. Yep. So it's gonna be providing the strength of your code. Let's see. Perfect. So now you just go back to the job and go to the workspace. Here, go to the target. So target, it is pretty much important. Okay, for each job, it's going to be creating unique target. So here you can see sure fire hyphen reports. You can see that. So in this, instead of this, location, you can see all the output. Let's see here. You just go to surefire hyphen report. So here you can see all the report files. So I could understand output. I mean, again, you can see it is also quite hardly to understand for each classes. I mean, they do have almost you can see these are the modules which they have inserted over the code. Okay, so I just want to consolidate, put into single dashboard. Again, if you want to make it that, you can able to install the plugin. Okay, so for this converting as the output, we do have the plugin which is JUnit. I think so. JUnit by default it is available. Let's see here. Without plugin, we can't do anything. Okay, so let me try to see a JUnit. JUnit plugin, it is installed. You can see that. So you go back to the dashboard. Now go to, unit test. Here, configure after installed. I mean, the plugin already it is installed. So let's try to convert this output based on our understanding. Go to post build after builder. Already we have builder. We are having the output file as well. That output file we need to convert it, as per our understanding. So post build, and here you can choose which is JUnit plugin. See, after install the JUnit plugin, you can see that option, and here you can see test report. How do you want to convert? Okay, so I can specify the output path. I mean location over here. So the location, which is nothing but this is your output location. So I just want to copy this. Okay, go back to the console, just paste. So instead of target and surefire hyphen reports, instead of we had multiple XML file, so I just specified a star.xml. Let's see. I just want to convert this output file based on our understanding. Let's try to build again. Okay, so that build it is happening. Just hit on this. Perfect. So now you can see test result. So after install the plugin, okay, so this option will get pop up. Now hit on this test result. You can see the strength of, see, So they are having exactly, they do have 23 out of, modules. So out of 23, all the modules it is successfully, built. So none of the modules is not getting failed. So that's the reason I stated, you can see the entire code. If you want to understand the strength, you can use the unit test. Unit test, it is mandatory job in real time, especially if you go for Java and .NET applications. So during the time, unit test, it is mandatory. It's going to be providing, strength of your code. So the fourth job, which is metric check, let me try to build metric check. Metric check, that is the fourth job. Again, I just want to build. Let's try to specify the URL. Okay, source code, and here git, insert the value, and here I just want to specify the Maven. Choose the Maven version and your goal. So for metric check, your goal is covertura. You can see the goal for metric check, which is covertura. So I just want to copy this. Okay, I'm just copying, go back to this console. Here you can see covertura.report.format. Yeah, so it is your goal syntax for metric check. It's going to be providing strength of each module. Previous job, it was popping the strength of entire application. So now it's going to be providing each module strength. Let's try to understand. Yeah, so build. Again, I just want to build. Okay, it started to building. Okay, it's popping the error. Syntax is wrong. Go back here. Go to metric check. Configure. Okay, syntax is wrong. The fourth job, which is metric check, syntax is okay. So this is the one. Sorry. So it is the one syntax. So they have upgraded recently. Okay. Now I will share that updated SOP documents as well. I'll upload into the Google Drive. So it is the syntax. Again, let me start to build. Okay, so now it started to building. Let's see. Perfect. So now it is, completely analyzing the each module. Let's go back to the particular job, and you can see the workspace over here. Go to the workspace, and the output file, again, instead of target, here site / covertura. So these are you have to bypass. There is no other option. Okay, when you go for building the CI/CD pipeline, it is mandatory. You have to be remember all the output files path. Okay, so these are designed by Maven. I just want to get it instead of this. So here you can see the entire modules output. So again, it's quite hardly, to understand. So if you want to convert, or we can install the plugin. So ideally, plugin is very important. I hope you can understand. So Jenkins, it is a platform. So based on our requirement, we can customize the plugin and get the output with the help of plugin. All right, so now for this coverage.xml, how can we convert it based on our understanding? We need to install the plugin, which is Kobachura. Go to manage Jenkins, and here manage plugin. All right, so let's try to install the plugin, which is Kobachura. Okay, so here we do have the option Kobachura. Let's try to install the plugin. Oops, did I? Yeah, correct. So now it is pulling the plugin from the repository. Perfect. So after installed, if you want to cross verify, you just go back to here, installed plugin. Let's see the Kobachura. Yeah, it is installed, right? So go back to the dashboard. Again, after builded, we need to convert this output based on our understanding. I just want to get into instead of metric check. So here you can see post build, and I just want to choose your Kobachura. See Kobachura coverage report. So here I need to specify the output location, path location. So this is the one. Target next to target Kobachura coverage.xml. Correct. So this file I just want to convert. Let's see, apply, save. Perfect. So let me try to build. Now you can see that output location, output dashboard, how it's gonna be popping. Perfect. So now you can go back to metric check. See here. So in this, in this code, they have used how much percentage of used for method and classes, files, package, all the stuffs, conditional, so it's providing in a single dashboard itself using by metric check. So we are here now, metric check. Then the next job is pretty much important. It's gonna be, creating the artifact ID, right? So when I say artifact, it's nothing but a .r or .var or .jar. So anything it would be, but in this application, you can see that it is .var. Go to form.xml, you can see the artifact ID, which is .var. So the version is 2.0. Again, I just go back to pull the code for converting, as a single package. All right. So right now, let me build the package. Once done, I will show you in real time. Okay, how the build it is happening. After builded, where they are managing the artifact using by JFrog. In AWS, we do have S3 bucket, right? S3 bucket also it does version control to keep your all the var files. Let's try to understand. Cool. So again, go back to creating one more job, which is package, and freestyle, hit OK. Again, I just want to copy the URL and paste it over here, package. All right, so top level Maven, I need to choose the version and goalie, which is nothing but package. Okay, apply and save. So now, perfect. So let's try to build. It's gonna be converting as a var file. Let's see. The entire code, code, it's gonna be compiled. After compiled, it should create as a var. That is what in the code they specified, in the artifact they have specified var. Yes, see now you can see it is built it. So again, it is providing the .var. It is your artifact. Version is 2.0. You can create version 2.3, 2.4, depends, depends on your release calendar. In real time, of course, so once in a month or twice in a month, they do have release calendar, right? So during that time, they can specify 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, but all the versions we have to keep at some, the centralized place. When I record, I can do rollback as well, roll out. Right, so that's the reason, we need to managing artifact as well. So we do have, see, the plugins are available. Okay, let it be. Before that, I just want to show you, see here, I'm sorry, here. So we do have war file, correct? We just build a .war file, right? Oops, .war file. So ideally in real time, how does it is working? After builded in AWS, this war file they used to push into S3 bucket in AWS. So whenever, let's consider it is version 1. Okay, so version 1. Same like we do have version 2. All right, and the version, so we do have multiple versions, again depends on your release calendar. All right, so in this category, all the versions, so we can put into your S3 bucket. When you want to deploy here your web server, it's running, right? Web server is running. When I want to deploy, again, see, here we do have Jenkins. Okay, so the Jenkins server, it is built all the version, it is pushed into the S3 bucket, right? So let's consider now the release engineer, he want to currently version 3 it is in the production. Let's consider version 3 it is in the production. Okay, now he want to do rollback, he want to deploy version 2. So in this case, I can inform to the Jenkins. How can we inform? In the sense we need to create one more job for deployment. Okay, I can create one more deployment job. In that job, I can specify the version 2 war file. So this version 2 war file will pull from the S3 bucket and it will deploy it into web server. Make sense? I can understand this concept. It's quite difficult to understand initially, but there is no other option. So CI/CD pipeline, we do have two ways. Using by YAML, we can build, okay, or else manually we can build. At this point, I'm showing manually. How can we build? If you go for Azure pipeline, they do have a YAML automation script over there. So you need to write it down from end to end. Okay, so based on your requirement, you just insert the parameter value accordingly, the build it's gonna get happen. But again, there is in Azure also, they do have artifact, which is Azure artifact. You can see Azure artifact. So here all the versions of your war file they are keeping. See here. Okay, so here they do have Azure artifact. So here they are keeping all these wars. All right, but in AWS we are using S3 bucket. And if anybody using open source, on-prem itself, they do have any pipeline, they used to go with artifact, JFrog artifact. So using by this tool, they used to keeping your versions. So ideally, how we do have the repository for keeping the code, same category, we are having the repository to keep off your package. So far, any questions? So today, what we understood in the sense, using by Maven, we have built the jobs. Still, I did not make any automation over here. We need to, next what we have to do in the sense, we need to do some automation. So first job, if it is triggered, second job has to build, right? So the, the timer configuration, polysim configuration, pipeline configuration, we had to do that. Before, I just want to understand, do you have any queries? I can address those questions.
Karthik, like, is it like Artifactory is a repository for var and YAR files?
Yes, yes. So did you heard about the release engineer profile?
No.
Okay, so you can see that, the release engineer responsibility has to keep all this var file into certain place, the centralized place. So how can we keep that in the sense using by some open source tool, as I showed you the JFrog, right? So JFrog, it's a license based, but when you go for cloud platform, we do have the open source. We don't need to purchase any license over here. So using by that, we can maintain this version control for your package. Getting the point?
Yeah, Karthik.
Okay. So this concept is very important. Okay. So right now I showed you manually, but when you go for automation, we need to understand all the sequence. That's pretty much important. Yes. Others, do you have any questions?
Karthik, is that S3 bucket part is deployment of Karthik?
S3?
No, you showed above that deployment part is.
No, I did not. No, it is not deployment. It is keeping your versions. Deployment will happen on top of your Kubernetes. So far, probably day after tomorrow onwards, we are going to understand Docker Kubernetes. Okay, so at this point, we have built the var file. This var file we need to keep at S3 bucket. So in this S3 bucket itself, we do have the version control. So we can track it over there. You can see here, go to S3 bucket. Okay, so here we do have versioning dashboard. I will show you any one of this bucket. Let me open. Now you can see here, versioning dashboard will be there. See, this is versioning dashboard. So how many times the build it is happening, you can track all the versions based on your scheduled time as well. It will. So how the Jenkins will communicate with your S3 bucket? Again, you need to install plugin. So this part, this part already in AWS itself, we have studied. Okay, so from the Jenkins, how can we, from the application server, how can we integrate with your S3 bucket? Anybody? I think so. Here, most of the participants already you studied AWS. How can we integrate application? EC2 with your S3? Anybody? No, in AWS we do have EC2 and here S3. How will it get communicate?
Is it storage gateway?
No, S3 bucket.
Okay.
Here EC2. Yeah, storage gateway we are mounting.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make the connectivity. Remember that role API, virtual API.
IAM console.
Yes, remember that. So we created a virtual API and this API connecting with your target application server. Then top of that, we have installed a CLI setup. And when I want to trigger the application or any data files from the EC2, it will push into S3 bucket via this API, correct?
Yeah.
One more way, other way also I showed you. It is public API, private API. VPC endpoints. Remember zone level. So how many server which is running on zone 1, I can mount these endpoints with their respective zone. It will allow only private traffic and pushing the data into S3. So this is between AWS components. Now, between Jenkins to S3, how can we make the connection? You need to configure plugin. So in this plugin, we need to import your S3 bucket endpoints. I'm not sure this plugin will it be available. Let me cross verify. Go back to the dashboard and here, manage Jenkins, manage plugin, S3 plugin. Let's see S3. See here, artifact manager on S3. That's correct. Pipeline stashes. Yeah, this plugin we need to install. And S3 package manager, no. M repository, S3 explorer, not required. Fine, it would be Amazon S3 bucket credential as well. Oh, we need to generate the programmatic access as well. So then it can able to connect. All right, so let me choose this. This plugin, upload the, okay. This is also this. So this 3 plugin I'm just going to install. Okay, managing artifact in your S3 bucket. Let's see. So now after builded your WAR file, we can push the entire WAR file into our S3 bucket. Fine. So before that, you guys having any questions on this, I can, then we'll discuss the deployment. So tomorrow, what we are going to do, we need to understand whether the application will it get run or not. So we can do the Tomcat configuration. Top of the Tomcat will deploy this application. Then let's try to see the application dashboard. If we could able to see the application dashboard, then we can do the automation. Okay, so once if you've done the automation, then after that, we are going to understand microservices and container architecture. How can we convert it multiple pieces using by this single application? Okay, so let's try to understand all that. So please try to do hands-on. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do the deployment manually. After that, we'll start to understand the automation as well. All right, so if you don't have any questions, we'll wind up today. I think so the plugin is getting installed, no worries. Yeah, we'll wind up today, meet up on tomorrow. All right. Any questions? Anybody? So far, do you have any questions you can?
Hello.
Yes, Sadari.
Yes, Karthi. This one will be installed in Jenkins server. Yes.
Yes, right now I'm installing on Jenkins server, right?
And that you asked that EC2 and S3 packet. That is, I have some question. I have doubt that.
Yeah. So have you attended AWS? Sabari?
Yes.
See, remember that, I mean, under me, have you attended or a different trainer?
A different trainer.
Did he teach, did he teach about how to create API between the components?
API. Oh,
No, okay.
just creating a package on the EC2 servers.
So this concept,
VPC.
this one, endpoint service.
Yeah, yes.
Endpoints. So using by this.
Okay.
Okay, so using by that, we can make the connectivity.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, or other way, which is nothing but IAM. So you can create IAM
have
over
to
here.
we have to first configure that endpoint. After we have to configure that EC2 server.
No. That is different. That is, you're talking about this one, API. Sorry. So this one is different.
Okay.
So here we can customize API and connecting with your respective components, and we can whitelist what are the actions do we need to allow. So even this API using for, microservices as well.
Okay.
Okay, so for between the component, you can use the role or else you can use endpoint.
Okay.
Using by that, we could able to make the connection. So now what I'm doing, I'm just installing the plugin. So this using by this plugin, we need to, how to generate a programmatic access, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So using by the programmatic access, first we need to impose your S3 bucket credential over here. Okay. After inserted, then it started to communicate. Then by default, it's copying that version from the previous job and put into your S3 bucket.
Okay.
Yeah. So in real time, you can see most of the cases they are using S3 bucket to keep, because it's a very cost effective. Wise, it is quite cheap and it is license based by default. The cloud seller, they're providing license for this storage platform, right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
yeah, in such cases, what they are doing, storage gateway. Okay, storage gateway, right? So, right, Sabri, storage gateway.
With JPMs, we have to individually maintenance or S3 packet only, sir.
No. Storage gateway, it's nothing but you have EC2 server. So this bucket, we can mount it as a volume.
Okay.
Okay, file share is happening, volume mounts is happening. So like this way also they are managing. But here you have to use Unix shell scripting over here. Okay, to do the automation. So that is what depends on the organization. In such cases, shell script they are following to managing your artifact. In such cases, they are following this plugin. Okay. So like that. Got it, Sabari?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Perfect. Good then. Others, do you have any questions? Perfect. So if you don't have any questions, we'll wind up. Meet up on tomorrow. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.